remember when I said I wasn't going to EDC Las Vegas this year? Who believed that, honestly? We're less than 2 weeks out here, and your girl is going to be coming back for year 9, so I will be seeing you under the electric sky. What's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma Kapotes. I am a rave and festival content creator and podcast host of the podcast Rave Culture Cast from New Jersey. What is up, fam? Thank you so much for tuning into this video. So I know I have been promising that I was going to do a lineup review for EDC Vegas for like 2 months now, but better late than never. So in today's video, I am going to be sharing a full breakdown of the entire lineup by genre so that you can figure out what artists you want to go see, maybe discover some new acts, figure out what stages have the genres that you love. So I'm going to pop up here my Excel spreadsheet, which I spent days working on, and we are going to go through this genre by genre. So I will link this down below in the description. It's shareable if you want to look at it, check it out, make your way through the lineup and listen to a lot of these people. And last disclaimer, there are so many artists on here. I'm not going to touch on everyone, but I tried to list out their subgenres and all of that so you can go explore on your own. And lastly, for anyone who cares how my plans sort of came together last minute, I was not planning on attending, but some work opportunities popped up. I got invited as a guest, which is really exciting, with Insomniac Radio. And I also work for Beatbox Beverages, and we have a really big activation at EDC, so I'm going to be doing some fun stuff for that. So I am hosting a meetup. I would love to meet you there. It is for the Lunchbox fam and the Beatbox fam. We're doing like a joint meetup. I will be there. It is Saturday at 9 o'clock at the Lunchbox activation. So look for the Lunchbox logo on the map and come hang out with us Saturday at 9 o'clock. That's the only one I'm doing, so please come say hi. I will be there for a little bit, and then yeah, I'll be bopping around the rest of the weekend. All right, with all that being said, let's pull up the list here. So the first genre I'm going to chat with you guys about is the biggest as far as the most artists playing under these subgenres. So it's house music, progressive, and big room that I put all together. So you're gonna have your like really big headliners that are your like legacy acts that have been around forever, like the Alessos, the Afro Jacks on here, Cascade. You've got like Medusa, Martin Garrix, so like those really, really big names that a lot of you guys know and love. And then on the flip side of things, what I love is my like tech house acts, which is still a huge category on this lineup. You're going to get a lot of that at the Stereo Bloom stage. So if you guys love house music, I highly recommend that stage. It's one of my favorites. It's one of the smaller stages hosted by Insomniac Radio, all house music all weekend long. So my guys like Max Styler, Leighton Giordani are going to fall under that category. You've got like Mochak, Mal P is going to have a huge set, Riordan, Odd Mob, Side Piece. I would recommend all of them. My ladies, Linska, Vanessa, Nala, love all of those ladies. And then you have, you know, like your Disco Dom, who's going to play more disco house kind of set. That's going to be super fun. You have like Carlita, who's got a little bit more of like a global sound, which is super interesting. So, lots to choose from here. It's a very big category. I would also recommend Jackie Hollander. She's been absolutely popping off this year and is going to be huge. And James Hype. We love James Hype. So tons of house music to choose from. You'll find a lot of this also it's spread out amongst all the stages, but Bionic Jungle does have a lot of house music, and then Neon Garden has a lot of house music as well. Speaking of techno, let's get into the Neon Garden stage, because this is going to be the stage for you. So Sunday in particular is hosted by Time Warp, which is a very, very iconic German techno label. So you have, and brand, they produce a lot of events. So Amelie Lenz, Nico Moreno, back-to-back I Hate Models is going to be crazy. Alignment's really good. You also have takeovers from Factory 93, Insomniac's label, and then Club Space on Saturday. So that is a little bit more house oriented. But I would also recommend checking out Wasteland on Friday, because for the first time ever, they are doing a full hard techno takeover at Wasteland. Never before been done. Wasteland is usually like hard dance, happy hardcore, hard style all weekend long. So Neon Garden, Wasteland on Friday, that's going to be your jam. You also have Miss Sarah Landry, who's a heavy techno act, playing main stage Kinetic Field, which I will definitely be at that. Some other shout outs, I would say Charlotte DeWitt absolutely kills it every single time. You've got like Eli Brown, Marie Vaughn is a great act, and Space 92. Definitely want to check that out. Space 92 is playing Circuit Grounds, actually. So you do have techno at some of the other stages as well. Circuit Grounds has a couple of them. but I definitely don't want to miss the Space 92 X Pop-Off Presents Turbulences. I'm pretty sure that's the closing set on Saturday. That sounds freaking bananas, so I will be staying up for that for sure. One other thing I wanted to point out, because I thought this was super interesting, there is an interesting mix of acts on the Bionic Jungle stage this year, which years prior, I always felt like Bionic Jungle was more like classic house, old school house, UKG sometimes, but there's a takeover on, actually throughout the whole weekend, there's a lot of like house techno. On Saturday, there's a takeover from Live from Earth and Hard Rex. And let me just read this to you because it sounds crazy. Live from Earth takeover. It's a Berlin-based label reinterpreting techno with no boundaries to subgenres like gabber and trance. So a lot of the artists Saturday at Bionic Jungle are like the most interesting, like techno, happy, hardcore, hard dance mix I've ever heard. It was wild. So like Horse Girl, Dylan Brady, MRD, DJ Gigola, I want to say, MCRT, like really, really crazy and interesting. So just want to throw that out there also for techno fans. Check out Bionic Jungle on Saturday. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about trance music. So trance music, your home is going to be Quantum Valley. That is trance music pretty much all weekend long, different subgenres of it, but that's going to be your vibe. You also have a little bit of trance music. I want to say, like, where is Armin van Buuren playing? Is he main stage probably, I would assume. Yeah, Armin's on Sunday. So you do have trance on main stage as well. But Quantum Valley, that is going to be your home. Most of the takeovers Friday, Saturday are Dream State, which is Insomniac's trance music brand. And then Sunday, the stage takeover is Interstellar, which is one of my favorites because it's more like melodic house, melodic techno / trance vibe. So to me, the lineup on Sunday at Quantum Valley speaks the most to me, which is like Korolova, Nils Hoffman, Le Youth, Miss Monique, Argy, Chris Avantgarde, like chef's kiss to that. But the rest of the weekend, I mean, Maddox back-to-back, Ben Nicky and Ben's Helmley. Those are two must-see sets for me on Saturday. I love all of them. Maddox is like a heavier techno / trance act. Miyuki is fire. Cosmic Gate is classic. Vinny Vici is classic. So Avalon is great. Paul Oakenfold. Like, you really have an incredible mix of trance music. So plenty to pick from there. All subgenres of trance music. All right, let's move on to bass music. For all my headbangers out here, you guys know where you're going to live. You're going to be at the bass pod stage. There are so many subgenres of bass music. So this category I put as like bass, experimental, dubstep, trap, UKG, kind of a little bit of everything. Again, Bass Pod is going to be your vibe. The whole weekend is presented by Bass Rush, Insomniac's brand. You do have a little bit of bass music as well on Circuit Grounds on Sunday. Your Excision, your Alley Cat, your Black Tiger Sex Machine, your Slander Back-to-Back Nightmare, your Void set if you want some heavy bass. That's Sunday, so that's also going to be your vibe. But you also have like Maddox playing on Sunday, which again, even if you're a bass head and you're like, what is this? Go see Maddox. It was my favorite set on Groove Cruise. He's fire. And then I Hate Models presents Face to Face AV. Don't even know what the fuck that is, but I Hate Models is a techno act, so that's going to be crazy. But back to Bass Pod. So just to name a couple other acts that I would recommend, Levity having a huge year right now. All My Ladies, Jessica Audifred, Lays, Level Up, they're all incredible. Enzo is a really fun bass act. I would say the Tape B back-to-back Crank That definitely would be on my radar. Alley Cat, I mentioned Drink Your Water for sure. And then I would say Netsky is probably going to be cool. Trivecta, I will definitely be at 100%. This is Sam's first EDC that he's ever played, so go support him. He is Saturday at, I think he's Friday at 9 p.m. on Cosmic Meadow, so I will definitely be at that. YDG, Ray Volpe, Rez, take your pick. You have so many different subgenres there. On the flip side of things, we have drum and bass as its own category, of course. A lot of the drum and bass acts are mixed in with your bass pod stage. You also have Dimension on main stage, which I have been dying to see Dimension at EDC, and I keep missing him, so that is a non-negotiable for me because he's one of my favorite artists. So drum and bass, not that much on this lineup. Maybe I'm missing a couple people, but Andy C, I'm going to say Andromedic. I hope I didn't butcher that. Chase and Status, 10 out of 10. Go see Fury and MC Dino, Headaches, Rudimental, just saw at Coachella, fantastic. Simula, Soothslayer, and Sam Binga were all my drum and bass artists. But yes, Chase and Status fucking crushed their Coachella set. Please do not miss that. That is on my list to try and make it. Okay, for all my hard dance lovers, hard style, hardcore, raw style, hard techno, dare we say, your home is going to be the Wasteland stage, which again, I know I mentioned your Friday kind of got hijacked a little bit, but if I could put it anyway, I would say be open to exploring other genres. I saw so many people shitting on the fact that Insomniac made the BassCon takeover only Saturday and Sunday, which I totally understand, but I feel like if you keep an open mind, some of my hard dance fans might find some love for some hard techno, and some hard techno fans who are gonna go to Wasteland for the first time ever, maybe they'll go check it out the rest of the weekend and they'll fall in love with some hard style artists. So be open to it. There's some other hard dance festivals in the United States that you can check out if that's like all you want. You have BassCon, you have Apocalypse and stuff, so just putting that out there. But you have your heavy hitters like your Datwikas, Darren Styles, Lady Faith, Lil Texas, Sub-Zero Project are all, you know, ones that I liked. And then, like I mentioned, that Bionic Jungle, I'm going to throw it out there again, on Saturday is that takeover from Live from Earth. So Horse Girl, MRD, Brutalism 3000 are like techno / happy hardcore, very, very interesting sound. So I would recommend going to see that. I feel like that's going to be fire. Also, the Showtech hardstyle set, probably going to be dope. Okay, pivoting completely. We have Afro House. Afro House and global sounds is what I categorized this one as. First and foremost, we have a completely new Afro House based stage, which is very exciting. It's called the Ubuntu stage, and it is hosted by Bridges for Music. For the first time ever, this is the heartbeat of Africa arriving to EDC Las Vegas, curated by Bridges for Music. It's a new stage that brings groove, energy, and unity to the EDC dance floor. So all of the acts on this lineup are pretty much in the Afro House realm. I would recommend A Cutie. She is absolutely fire. Kilimanjaro, I've listened to. Ameme is playing this stage. Uncle Waffles. So you definitely have a lot of really amazing options here. I will definitely be going to check that out because I'm very excited about that. Some other acts that I would throw out here that I think fall under the like global sound would be like Blondish. She's definitely in the house realm, but I feel like she has more like of a global kind of mix to her. So I threw her in here, and then Amal Neymar I put in here, and then Wakian, I think is how you pronounce their name. They're also a little bit more like housey, but yeah, there are some other like Afro House global sounding artists playing different stages. I'm pretty sure Blondish is on Neon Garden on Friday, so she's going to be playing over there. Okay, last two categories here. My next one is the kind of like eclectic multi-genre act. So I put this as experimental / live performance / multi-genre because these people truly were a mix of everything. So the first one I have on here is Apache, more on the bass side of things, but he mixes in elements of classical music. So it's like super, super interesting. So I feel like that one. Bicep is indie dance, future garage with elements of house, techno, trance, and UKG. Insane, very, very massive act. I definitely want to go make a point to see them. I've never seen them before. That's at the Cosmic Meadow stage. Also at Cosmic Meadow is Gasafel Scene, which is going to be freaking crazy. So I definitely will be going to that. Pasquale teased on the live stream that one of the live acts, they were changing this design of the stage of Cosmic Meadow for this performer, and they've never done that before. I'm pretty sure that's for Gasafelstein is what I'm assuming. So I just think that's gonna be a really crazy moment. He also just had that track with Lady Gaga on her new album, and I saw him. He was her surprise guest. Freaking crazy. So I definitely want to go see that. Boys Noise is in this category. DJ Fuck Off is in this category. Dylan Brady. I think Dylan Brady was one of those people on the, yes, he's playing the Saturday at Bionic Jungle. He's worked a lot with Skrillex. He was on his new album. He's bass, techno, big room, really interesting. I would say, who else? Scream, definitely big one. And then INVT was like tribal house, Latin, techno, UK bass. I'm sorry, what? Like, what even are genres, to be honest with you guys? Okay, last category that I have for you before I let you go. There's only 3 artists in here, but I just genuinely didn't know where else to put them. I put this as just general, like, dance, electro pop, more mainstream acts. So, like, Mike Posner. We all know and love Mike Posner. I think he's a little bit more on the popish kind of side of things. LF System is really great. They're more like electro pop. And then Xandra, I think it's like a newer act. She's playing main stage. I'm pretty sure she was an influencer before because I recognized her. I guess she's a DJ now as well, which is pretty cool. And she reminded me more of like pop stream. Is that a new genre I just made up? More like pop mainstream EDM kind of vibe. So I put her in this category. So that is the full EDC lineup broken down by genre. You can maybe argue with me in the comments on some of these genres, but I think I did my best to listen to everybody and break down what category I thought they fit in. So moral of the story is this lineup's actually really crazy, and I discovered a lot of new people by listening to all of them that I was like, oh, I need to like make it a point to go see these acts. So with that being said, I'm going to make a part 2 of this video that's going to be much shorter, and that is going to be my must-see sets. So my actual schedule and who I recommend you make a point to go see. So come back for part 2. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, share it. It took me days to put this together, so I would really appreciate you guys interacting with this and like engaging and dropping a comment would be awesome. And then I will see you guys Saturday at 9 p.m. at the Lunchbox booth for our meetup at EDC. And if you see me, please say hi. I would love to meet you. I'd love to say hi. I'll be bopping around the strip, hanging out. And yeah, I'm really excited to be going back to EDC for my 9th year. It's going to be amazing. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in part 2. Bye, guys. Fall into you.